Hi, so I'm back with another review for you. This is a topper by SuperHairPieces and it is called the P5718BSC. So it's quite a long name and I do have to keep referring to my piece of paper for that because I can't remember it off the top of my head. This is a human hair piece. It's made of Indian Remy human hair. So this is pretty much straight out of the box. I haven't worn this yet. The hair's lovely and soft, lovely and silky. The only thing I do find with Indian Remy human hair is it does tend to be a little bit on the frizzier side sometimes, particularly when it gets wet, like after you've washed it or if you've gotten caught in the rain. So it takes a little bit more work to get it back to this sort of sleek style. And when I say a little bit more work, it just means I have to put the straighteners through it, which isn't anything different to what I would normally do with my own bio hair. So it's not really a lot of work at all. But it's just something to note. The overall length of this is actually 18 inches and it comes all in one length. There's no added layers in or anything like that. And the thing I like about that is that it gives you the freedom to customize it and make it your own. If it comes pre-cut with layers, etc., then you have to kind of work with that, whereas this is essentially a blank canvas, all one length, and you can then put layers in or trim it or whatever you want really, just to make it more for you and work for you. So let's look at the base to begin with. We have a 5 by 7 inch base, so it's 5 inches from side to side and it's 7 inches from front to back. There is a 1/4 inch lace front. Now this is a really tiny lace front, which you can see just here, along here. For me, this is a little bit too short. I don't think this is going to give me a hairline as natural looking as I want. My thoughts are this is, if you want the look of a natural hairline, then this you probably want to go for a lace front that's a bit longer than this. This may well be a bit more suitable for those of you who've got a nice front hairline, so you can position it just slightly back from it. But I'm going to try it anyway and see what it looks like and show you. So the perimeter of this base is all polyurethane around here, which is great because if you want to add any tape or any sort of adhesive, this is a really good material to add that onto, as it makes it really easy to wipe off or wash off and get rid of. There are 4 pressure sensitive clips, 2 in the front corners and 2 in the back, which have the rubber bit between the teeth and the back there to help stop slippage. And in the centre here, in this very large area here, this is a silk base, which creates a look of a natural looking part line. It's probably quite tricky to see on here, but I'll show you when it's on my head. So there we go, that is the base. Let's get her on and we'll show you what she looks like on, as well as any other features as well. So when I put my toppers on, I always tend to grab it from the front, bring it round, and then I'm going to position that lace front where I want my hairline to start, which is probably around about here. Make sure it's central on my head, and then one by one just going to open up those clips and push it into the hair. Now you can see already that where that clip is positioned, there isn't a lot of hair for me to grab into. These parts of my hair are very thin and look, barely grow actually, so this isn't going to have the most secure fit for me because of my hair loss needs, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. That's one. I tend to have the same problem on both sides, but it's managing to grab onto a little bit of hair. And then I'm going to open up those back ones, scoop it in, and then the same again on that back left corner, just there. Now that clip popped open. Now when I fested it up, it's now done up more securely. There we go. She's on. I love the length on this. This is 18 inches. And as you can see, it does need a little bit of tidying up because there are some slightly longer bits. This is really very normal. It's really quite expected if it comes without a style cut in, that you're going to have it tidied up really by a salon, by a hairdresser. So that's fairly normal, and I wouldn't worry about that. So let me grab a comb, show you the silk top. If I part it here, if you look through, you can see there is an appearance of scalp. I don't think scalp is showing as much as it would do on perhaps a darker colour for this piece, actually, because this is such a light colour. I think it makes the scalp look, it makes that scalp appearance more sort of difficult to see, actually. But if you are someone that likes a really obvious part line, then what you can do is you can pop powder, flesh coloured powder, through that parting just to kind of open it up a little bit. As I say, if it was a rooted or a darker shade, I think it would be a little bit more obvious, but actually I don't think it looks too bad at all. Let me show you. You can part this anywhere in that base section because of that silk top, like so. Obviously the hair wants to ping back to where it was before, but this is normal with human hair. You just need a bit of water, a little bit of heat to tame it into the position that you want it to go into. So let it fall where it's happy. Which is about there. I like partings to look kind of messy and not too straight, because I think it again looks more natural. There we go. Okay, so this has got the 4 clips secured into my head. Now, as I say, there's not a lot of hair here for these 2 front ones to secure into, and there's two at the back. Now, there's a fair bit of movement for this on me, and I think really that comes down to the fact that these 2 clips at the front don't have a lot to go into. So if I were going to keep this and wear this, then what I'd have to do is I would have to add some tape onto this polyurethane at the front and secure that down right there, just to help reduce any movement, because currently it's too loose on me just because of the clip issue and my hair issue. The other thing I could do, or you could do if you're comfortable doing so, is you could add some more clips into this if you wanted to. Easy enough to do if you're fairly handy with a needle and thread, but if you're not, then it is something that you can ask SuperHairPieces to do when you order. Ask for some additional clips just to make it a little bit more secure. So let's move on to the colour. Now you can see that the colour of this piece is actually fairly different to my own hair. My hair, particularly underneath, is quite a dark blonde, almost really a light brown, I suppose. So not the best match for me necessarily, but so many women have highlights on the top section of their head and have darker hair underneath, so I think you can get away with it. The colour on this is 16/613. As I say, it's not a rooted colour, so the colour starts all the way from the very top and continues all the way down. So this, I think, is you can see the 16 is that darker blonde that's running through, and then you've got these sort of platinum sort of bleach blondie lengths as well. So I think it's done really naturally. I don't think it looks stripy. I think it's a fairly well done colour, I think, actually. I must admit, I much prefer having a root, particularly with this sort of shade of blonde, just because this is a little bit too bright for me at the moment, and having a darker root would definitely help it blend a bit better and I think would suit my skin tone better as well. But this is just one of the colour options that you can go for. There are plenty of others as well available on the website. So yes, ignore the fact that it doesn't blend, but as you can see, it's just a few inches longer than my hair at the moment, which is fine. Some people wear toppers because they want to add volume and length. I love a long topper, I love a long length. I just makes me feel very feminine. So this is really lovely, really lovely. So what else have we got to talk about? Oh, let's have a look at that lace front. So if I lift the hair back here, if I was to brush the hair back, you can see that 1/4 inch lace front, it only runs from sort of here to here. It's a very narrow, fairly narrow lace front from these two bits here to here. And if I was to brush the hair back, you would see, and if this was glued down, you would see that this isn't really giving me a natural front hairline, which is something that personally I need. And if that is the same for you, then this might not be your best option. There are lots of other options on the SuperHairPieces website where they have a larger lace front, which is something that I've tried from them before and I feel is more suitable for me. So yes, it's quite a hard transition line on this because that lace front is so short. But if you are not fussed about having a natural looking hairline, or again, if you have your own hairline, then this can sit just behind your own hair, just slightly back, and then you can blend it in with your own hair and it will look very natural. So let me show you all the way around what she looks like. I should also say that this is 120% density, which is a really natural density. It doesn't feel like too much hair, it doesn't feel like too little hair, like it's a really nice amount, it's a really nice weight. There we go. So if I were keeping this is on loan for me. If I were keeping this, I would definitely have some layers cut in because I've got quite a long face. These long bits at the front really drag my face down and I need some additional layers, perhaps starting here, just to give a bit more shape to my face. But as I say, that's the beauty of having a blank canvas. One length all the way around is that you can do exactly what you want to it and customize it to make it more your own. So there you go, that is my quick review of the P5718BSC hair topper from SuperHairPieces. There is a lot to love about this piece. The human hair is lovely and soft. I love the length on this. I love the density on this. I love the silk top that gives the appearance of the scalp. It's not for me. That's mainly because of the very small lace front. But for those of you who have a lovely front hairline already, this is definitely a great option and one for you to consider.